Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm so excited for this. Oh my gosh. The highlight of the week.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh,
oh
hi,
my gosh.
Izzy.
So, yeah, I know people are popping in. So, I think we got, yeah, let's get into it. Okay. What's up, everybody? This is Angelo, and I'm coming at you live from the Razor Company here. And we're very excited. We're going to be having our Artisan Spotlight tonight. As you know, this is how we do every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, so as again, I'm Angelo.
I'm J-Mac, and every Friday night we bring you guys the biggest names in wet shaving. Tonight we have Heather from Zingari Man on board, so it's going
Hello,
to be fun.
hello.
It's going to be a
Hello.
fun night.
That's right. So, all right. Well, let's get into it. Let's dive right in. Very excited. So, by all means, Heather, take the floor. Introduce yourself. Tell the people a little bit about Zingari Man.
Well, I'm Heather Melton, owner of Zingari. Actually, this month is 5-year birthday for Zingari. So the end of the month is a big celebration for us. So we've been in wet shaving specifically for 5 years. But I actually had started my business in 14. I originally started doing women's products and skincare, simple bath products, and I started doing men's products, and they kind of just took over. So I rebranded and launched Zingari in 18, and that has brought me to where I am today with all you beautiful people. So
Nice. What was the catalyst for you getting into doing skincare and stuff like that in the first place? Given your other background with your other job.
yeah, so my background is actually laboratory science. And
Ooh.
so I love to learn the how of things, basically. And I've always enjoyed making things, crafts and stuff like that. And anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge cook. And so for me, this kind of marries the two things I love the most. And but I started having, and I still do have, I have rosacea. I have really reactive skin sometimes, and I was going through a phase where I was literally reacting to anything and everything I put on my face, and it would whelp up, and I would rash out for days. And so I had looked at doing some soap before and kind of thought, oh, it seems like that's too much to do at the house, with the kids. My kids were little then. And so I got to the point where I was like, screw it, I got to do something. So I'm going to try this. And I kind of just became obsessed with it right away.
Nice.
It's a lot like cooking. You can change little things to make it, something totally different.
Yep.
And I just love that. So I quickly kind of dove in, and I was making tons of bath. I just started with bath soaps, and I was making tons of them. And I remember one day I got all my stuff out, and I was going, I was going to make some soap, and Mike goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm gonna make some soap," and he goes, "What the hell are you making soap for? We have 500 bars of soap." I'm like, "Because I want to. It makes me happy." And he's like, "You're gonna have to just start selling it or something." And I was like, "Okay, well, maybe." So it kind of just grew from there. And then I love the formulating side of it. And that has kind of really what has drove my passion. The more I learned about it and was able to make more complex products and things like that, then I just really became obsessed with it.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love it.
and that seems to be a common trend too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of artisans, it's kind of born out of a necessity, right? Or even just just curiosity. It's like, well, I can buy this stuff in the market, but can I make it better? So
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, exactly.
All right. I am getting a report here. I have somebody from the field that has some very important. So please stand by, everybody.
My God.
let's bring in our special field
I can hear
reporter.
Crystal laughing already. Damn it. I knew it. I think it away.
Yes.
Fixing this guy.
Reporting from the field from a remote location. Go ahead, sir.
This was totally not planned at all.
I'm
Totally
sure it
not
wasn't.
planned.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And you didn't pick up on the subtle hints in the voice chat last night either, which is even the best part.
No, I didn't.
So
John?
Jason asked me if I wanted a co-host, and I said yes. And then about 10 minutes later, I said, "But can we keep it a secret from Heather?" And then there was no answer, and I said, "I'll be good." And then he said, "Yeah, we'll keep it a secret from Heather."
I should have known. I should have known.
So for those of you who don't know, I'm John, or Sloppy Badger, and my primary question to you, and we're skipping ahead a little bit here, is who is your favorite employee and why is it me?
Oh, God. You mean my remote non-paid employee?
Wait, it's unpaid, remote, part-time employee.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on the molds, by the way.
I'll order them, I promise.
Yeah. Yes. Sure.
So
Beautiful answer.
You were at Mike making you sell soap.
Yeah. Yes.
That's where we left off.
Yes. So that's what I did. I got some time in under my belt and kind of learned and like really like perfected. I felt like, oh my God. I really perfected like my I know I forgot my other one. So at the shop, sorry. I did bring my backup though, just in case. So I did like kind of like just work on really like perfecting it and kind of like how I wanted like a little bit of branding and things like that. I knew nothing about a business. I was a lab technician. I knew nothing about starting a business, so I had a lot to learn. But yeah, it was basically Mike saying I couldn't make any more soap until I got rid of some that kind of started the actual business. But it's funny because when I started the men's products, they were actually because of Mike, because he has I know now he has a beard, but he kind of goes back and forth with the beard, but he has a really like difficult time like shaving his neck. And so I started thinking, well, maybe I can, make some shave soap. And I remember him saying, I did that and then some beard oils. And I remember him saying, men don't buy this shit. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'll do it. I'll take some for, at that time I was doing like little like shows and markets around our area. And the first time I took him to a show, I totally sold out. And I was like, and what was that now? So he said, I think you need to go home and make some more of that, is what I think. So that was kind of the beginning of the men's products. But I think really locally for me, they did so well because nobody was really doing them. And if so, it would just be something like a really simple, like basic, like beard oil or something. I was the first local business that kind of offered like a full line for men, and I think that's why they kind of took over for me, because I just kind of got lucky, I think, really at the beginning.
I love it. So is this, I know for the people who are new also getting to learn, is this your full-time work?
Yes. So I worked in a hospital laboratory until May of 21. So I've been doing this full time now for just a little over 2 years.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done.
21. Yeah. 21.
Like it. Go ahead, J-Mac. What do you got, bud?
So is there any particular ethos or philosophy that drives you at Zingari Man behind your brand?
Well, I'm just really picky. And So I'm really picky. And so I really treat, I mean, you guys, a lot of you have maybe seen me like do lives like in the shop. And I really treat my products like I would if I was like cooking food for someone. Like I'm really anal about things like being clean and sanitized. So safety is like, with my background, especially, I think like safety has just really always been a big concern of mine.
Yeah.
So, making sure that there's like no microbial contaminations, I'm doing all my testing that needs to be done. I just, I don't necessarily focus on like all natural. I just focus on safety. So, and I want to try to bring something a little bit different. It's one of the reasons I've kind of shifted like my fragrances the way I have and like the artwork and things like that to kind of try to tell a story with the products instead of just, you know, slapping a label on it and trying to make up a name or something. I tried to make up, you know, a whole persona of like the scent that you're using. So that's always fun and challenging to kind of come up with.
Well, I think you've done that very well, so you should be proud of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Boom.
Great.
Go ahead, Sloppy. Floor is yours.
So, you know, you've been doing it a couple years. How big of a leap of faith was it when you went from medical to full-time Zingari?
Yeah.
Was it kind of a cliffhanger, oh my goodness, or were you pretty well prepared, do you think, at that time?
Um, kind
Yeah,
of all
I'm
the
giving you
above.
hard questions.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
kind of all the above, honestly, because I had been, even though I was still working in the hospital part-time, I had really been working full-time in the business. So I was working a lot. I was working like 60, 70-hour weeks. And after doing that for so long, I just was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's gonna have to either like I'm either gonna have to just cut back on the business or the lab, one of the two. Something's gonna have to go. My husband's a real estate agent, so one of the things that was really hard was, you know, he's commission based only basically. So it's like, well, I have like steady income coming in with the laboratory, and you know, great work environment stuff. I loved what I did, but and great benefits, and the insurance was really another thing. So I really held out as long as I could just to kind of keep the health insurance and not have to pay for our own health insurance like we do now. So that was kind of the hard part. Once I made my mind up to leave, I was fine with actually leaving the job because I was like, worst case, I can always come back, right? Like nobody's taken my experience or anything away from me. So I can always go back. And I just thought, you know, I'm either going to have to spend more time on the business or it's not going to grow, but it's not going to grow if I can't spend more time on it. So we just sat down and had a talk and was like, either I need to just do it or I'm going to have to cut back on it, one of the two. So we decided that we would move forward with it. And yeah, knock on wood. But yeah, that's the hard part when you go from having, you know, only one income that's steady to two incomes that are self-employed. That's a little bit more nerve-wracking than if it was just one, I think.
Well, you're crushing it, so we'll keep you going, that's for sure.
Great.
So
Everybody buy now and buy often.
That's right.
yes, buy all of this. So where do you see the future of traditional shaving going?
Oh man. Well, I feel like there's two mindsets on that. There is obviously the niche, which is the hobby, and the people who are collectors and really just, you know, are obsessed with it. Like, you know, almost everybody here probably. And then there's people who are like my husband and they're like, I have to shave today, but okay, whatever. And so I think that the regular shavers, there has been definitely, I feel like, a push that environmentally impact and maybe like the actual true cost savings of you know, the sustainability of it, because John, don't laugh at me. People who actually just don't collect and actually shave like a regular person actually do save money.
True. Right. Saved you money.
Yeah, and I do think that, I mean, they're not in the hobby, but like otherwise, the women, a lot of the women that I know that do it literally just because of the sustainability aspect of it, in the cost, and then the benefit is it ends up being a better shave. That's, you know, they see that once they make the change. But I do see a lot of people coming into it because of the sustainability aspect of it with the razors and blades and not throwing away the plastic handles. As far as the hobby side goes, I don't know. I feel like it's changed quite a bit in the last 5 years, although I really wasn't aware that this whole niche side existed when I first launched. So it was kind of a little bit to learn in the beginning, and kind of get a feel for. But I don't know. I really, I know people say, oh, it's dying or people are dropping out, but there's always new people coming in. So
Yeah.
even if people are leaving the hobby per se, I doubt that once they've enjoyed the shaving, even if they stop, you know, collecting or following new things and stuff like that, I doubt those people ever go back to shaving, you know, regular, with the disposable and stuff like that. So I can't imagine that those people are reverting. But for anybody who drops out of the hobby or like the social media aspect of it anyway, I mean, I feel like there's always new people coming in. So, and
Yeah.
last year, there's been a lot of new people come in that have really been active, and we're seeing that on the lives, Discord, you know, things like that. So I don't feel like it's stagnant.
I would agree.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So, thinking of all the new wet shavers, what would you say as a percentage of your customers are, just as a guess, that are really new to wet shaving versus the hobbyist collectors?
Ugh. Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I have no idea. I know there's a guy local to me that he actually didn't realize I was local, and when he found me, he was really excited that he was able to just come to the shop and actually smell stuff and pick stuff up.
Nice.
So I see him a lot now. But yeah, I don't know, honestly. I mean, that would be kind of hard for me to tell unless I sent out some sort of survey, but I'm sure there are. I'm sure that, especially like maybe on Amazon, there's probably some people that I've picked up that are probably really new to it. So
I like it. Yeah, J Mac.
Well, since John's asking all the hard ones, I'll ask the easy ones. Are you a traditional wet shaver?
I am. I am. I've even shaved my face some. I've actually done a couple lives where I've done, well, actually I did the TRC Saturday morning one, when I shaved, but I initially did that kind of as a little bit of a dare. Somebody was trying to get me to do a leg shave, and I was like, there's zero chance I'm shaving my legs for it, posting pictures of it. Crystal, good for you, girl, because you are braver than I am. I am not doing that. And I was like, you know what? I will shave my face before I shave my legs. So I did, but
Nice.
I don't do it like regularly, but it is really nice. Like if I want my makeup to look like really good, then I can shave and get rid of like all the little peach fuzz and stuff, and it makes your makeup go on so nice. But I mean, I've shaved my legs this way for 6-7 years at least. So
Excellent.
yep.
Nice.
I know a lot more about the razor aspect of it now though than I did when I started 6 or 7 years ago, because I didn't know much about razors or had tried very many razors. So I definitely know a lot more about razors. Not that I'm a razor expert, but I know a lot more about razors now than I did in the beginning by far.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. She said, yeah, gives you props for what you do as well. So she's back here.
Yeah, she's a brave girl, throwing it out there like that.
Darn right. Well, she's got me to deal with 24/7. So what does that say?
Fair.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to throw a hard one. So what has been your biggest challenge that you faced as a company, and how did you overcome?
Oh my God, all the things. Um, well, I'm sure I've wasted a lot of money doing things, then learning that I didn't do it right, or I didn't do something that I should have, and then I've had to like redo them or rebrand or whatever it may be. So I wasted a lot of money, like especially in the beginning, like not really thinking things through. But I would say COVID was really hard, especially when it first hit, because like with hand sanitizer and stuff, um, all the packaging sold out. And when I say all the packaging sold out, I literally mean all the packaging sold out. There was none. And that's the reason why even now in the clearance bin, you see like these hand sanitizers that are in like tube droppers or something like odd. It's because literally it was the only packaging they could get. So unless you were buying like 1 million or 5 million pieces of something, you could not get any packaging. And obviously that's an issue. You're trying to sell products. So that was a very difficult and stressful time, trying to get, I was actually getting ready to do a release, and it was number one, which I had a lot of money invested into that release. And I'm like, oh my God, people are off of work and some people have lost their jobs, and I got this new release that I've got all this money into, and it's expensive, and it's still like the most expensive release I've ever done. And it was really hard because I kept saying that I wasn't going to do it. I was going to hold it off. And finally I was like, I can't. I have too much money invested in this. I have to it is what it is at this point. I just have to do it. So that was a little stressful, but it definitely kind of makes you like step back and think how, if everything like that is just unaccessible at some point, like how you would have to change things on the fly. And it really is a lot of work. I mean, I know it wasn't just me, like almost every maker was affected by it in one way or another. Packaging for tubs or for, I know a lot of them who do like alcohol splashes and stuff, they couldn't get alcohol for their products. So that was definitely probably one of the most challenging times that was so unexpected without like any sort of like lead up to. It was just like everything's gone. So
yeah, but you overcame.
Yeah.
Darn right.
Yep. That's why I got 2 pallets of packaging sitting in my garage now, because I'm like, I'm never running out of packaging again.
Darn right.
Were you able to do a full release on that one, or was it a partial because of packaging?
No, I'd already had, like, I literally already had it made. I had the labels, I had everything. So, but I didn't have, like, my volume wasn't as high down as it is now. So I didn't have as much like on hand just in general. So when I went to, and then like even like the jars, I know people weren't necessarily using jars for hand sanitizer, but the plastics manufacturers were like, they had so many, they were so backlogged with orders for like bottles that if they make something like jars and bottles, that nothing else was getting done but bottle packaging for hand sanitizer. So yes, so it wasn't long after that I really started running into the problem. And then there were paper shortages, which even affected like labels. So labels would be delayed. It would take forever to get things done. That usually would only take like, put an order in and you may have it within like 5 or 6 days. And it was taking like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks. So yeah, it was not fun.
No.
That's sloppy.
So I'll throw you an easy one. How about that, boss?
Thank you.
What's your favorite razor?
Nice. I would. Well,
pretty sure it's a Swedish fellow that makes it, isn't it?
Yeah, the carb razors are definitely my favorite. As far as which one, I don't know. I would probably say, well, actually, Chris made me a green one with a Wagner handle. That's probably my favorite. I'm obsessed with like the gem razor handles, that design on them. And the only other one I've ever found that was close is like the Paradigm, I think is what it is, like the
Yeah.
Diamondback or something. And I've always heard that that razor is super aggressive. So I've never like purchased one, but I love the handle on it. And so when he came out with those, I was like, ooh, those are pretty. And so when he got the green anodizing down, he's like, okay, I got your razor. I'm sending it to you. And I didn't even see it. I was just like, oh, okay. And I opened it up and I'm like, yes. He knows me so well.
Green is the color. Oh,
That's right.
that's right. Love
Good
green.
job, Chris.
Yeah, good job, Chris.
The man.
Of all the products that you make, Heather, what is your most favorite and one that you find yourself making the most often?
That I sell or don't sell?
Both.
Doesn't matter.
Both.
Okay, so, well, a few things. So as far as what I sell, one of my favorite products is actually the hydration potion. It's my favorite. You can use it as a booster if you have oily skin. You can use it without anything followed up behind it. You can mix it in with your moisturizer. I love it. I'm obsessed with the hydration potion. That's probably my favorite one that I sell. Also, the Skin Rescue, like a lot of people don't know about it, but Skin Rescue is really awesome. I've made it actually since I was smitten, and it's great for spot treating. Yeah, there you go. So it's an herb infused salve. It's all natural. It has like some natural beeswax in it, olive oil that's infused with like 8 or 10 herbs and resins. It's really awesome for spot treating, scratches, cuts, bug bites. The brush cleaner, I actually didn't make that for a long time, but for myself, the brush cleaner came around because I was making it for my makeup brushes, and I just made it for myself. And even a small batch lasts forever for me because it would be like several jars of it. And I remember messaging my testers one day and I was like, hey, I make this stuff for my makeup brushes. Do you think that your like wives would want any? Like I'll send some with like your next shipment. And they're like, well, can we use it on our shaving brushes? And I was like, duh. Like, why did I never think about that? So that's how the brush cleaner came. That's how the brush cleaner came about. So yeah, the brush cleaner is, I do use it on my brushes, but sloppy badger, everybody. But
Sloppy maze.
Sloppy
Sloppy maze.
there we go, sloppy maze.
It's
So
the
I
absolute
do
best.
love that. Yeah, but I do make my conditioner, and I also make I make a lot of things for myself that I don't sell. The conditioner is one of them, but I'll be selling that soon. But also, some of you may recognize this.
Ooh.
So this is actually, so this is actually going to be a new product coming. I've been working on this for over a year.
Wow.
I didn't realize it had been that long until recently. But so this is a clay bar. It's a face wash. I've been working on face wash for a while. I wanted to redo the one I originally had, and then I kind of just fell down this hole. So I have like 4 different product types and formulas like on deck, but this one is definitely done. It'll be coming out soon. Face wash. It's amazing. Honestly, I feel like totally different than anything you've ever tried or that's on the market. So I'm pretty like stoked about that one coming out.
Can I describe it?
Sure.
Okay, so and it seems dumb because it's a clay bar. Why would a guy care about it? I'm telling you. So if you use soap, it ends up stripping everything off, but a lot of times dries the skin or leaves something on there. The clay it strips everything off, but you're soft. You're not dehydrated afterwards. It's really amazing. I usually use it before every shave because I'm a morning shaver. So I used to wash my face in the shower with just regular soap because I'm a dude and I don't care. And I quit doing it. And as I'm heating the water up for my shave, I'm washing my face, and it is so good. It really is.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm glad you
Yes,
like
definitely.
it.
Nice.
Can
Yeah.
confirm. I've had a sample of that, and I absolutely loved it. The hardest part was keeping it for myself.
Yeah.
You do realize you have to make those in jumbo bars now for us guys, because we can use it for like shaving, shampoo, body wash, the face wash, the whole nine
So
yards.
it looks small, and it is small, but the sample she originally had was like that big. That lasted 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This is going to last, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. It's going to be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That it
Yeah.
does last a long time. And it is not soap. Like I have a hard time using soap on my face. I've tried easily maybe 30 different soap formulas specifically for my face, and I've never been able to find a soap I could use on my face. I think it's the pH, which I've actually washed with like the shave soap, washed my face with like the lather left over like off of my like shaving brush.
Yep.
And I can do that. I do recommend that to guys. Don't waste it. You can totally wash your face with it. Or if you're bearded, you can definitely wash your beard with it.
Yep.
So don't waste the lather. But I've never been able to find a bar that I could actually just wash my face with without any issues. This is actually it's called, like a lot of people like formulators would call it, a Syndet. So it's a synthetic detergent bar. It is actually pretty much all natural or naturally derived. The surfactant in this is sodium cocoa isothianate, and it's actually coconut derived. So so it is not, it's pH balanced. It's not a soap bar. It is actually like a cleanser. So it's a little bit different than just using a bar. Well, it's a lot different than using a bar soap on your face.
Yeah, I loved it. I used it. Crystal tried it. Both my girls, they tried it, loved it. No reactions, which was very nice, which is hard in our family. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. Like it has to pass my test first because my skin is so sensitive, and I have rosacea, I have really reactive skin. And if it has to pass my test before it goes on to anybody else. So it is like sensitive skin tested prior to going to other places. So I do try to get a variety of testing in though after me. And somebody's asking if I use Berry Plastics. I haven't really scrolled through the comments, sorry. Actually, Berry Plastics, the headquarters is local to me. However, they don't do, none of their products work with what I, like they don't offer any of the packaging that I need. And I've actually spoke with them for custom packaging, and they only do like 2 like custom like projects a year, and it's like a 5 million piece like minimum. So no, I've never worked with Berry Plastics.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Only
Mm.
5 million. Jump
Only
on that,
5.
Heather.
Yeah, that's
No
fine.
big deal.
That's fine. Go ahead, J-Mac.
I was just gonna. My question's gonna be real simple. Is there any audience questions?
Yes, we have quite a few.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
let's
Scared
go.
to see these.
Ian, since I'm still relatively a newbie, what does Zingari Man name stand for? Good question.
Question?
What does Zingari itself stand for?
Yep, the name.
Zingari is an Italian word, so it either means like gypsy or traveler. Whenever I worked on my rebrand, I really wanted to incorporate like travel in that somehow. And my husband and I, we love to travel, and we have this very like strong opinion that travel is like one of the best education experiences you can get. Like you learn so much from just traveling and seeing, even if it's just even within the States, let alone internationally. But it really gives you an appreciation for how or why people do things a certain way, or like where just gives you a lot more understanding of different viewpoints, I guess, is where I'm coming from. So I think that is really important. So I feel like, you can always learn, and this is actually like on the website and stuff, but I feel like you can always learn something from someone else, regardless of like religion, culture, like, household, like wherever it is or wherever they may be, like we have more in common than we have not. No matter where you are around the world, most people like to sit down and eat dinner with their family. Most people, they try to do the best that they can for their children. Like we have like so many like core principles that we all live by that are much more common than not. So I think that kind of was a big part of it. And that's kind of like how that started, was by travel, basically.
Nice. And we see that a lot, like you were mentioning, in your branding, in your products.
Yes.
So there's always some form of like, travel, something like that, like the Navigator and the Watchman, Traditionalist, you see the Wanderer, you see these playing out in your products, which is very awesome to keep that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Carlos, hey bestie, your clay bar is phenomenal. Tell everyone about that awesomeness. That's right. Also, John, your face is phenomenal. So that's right. Absolutely is. Dewey, so Heather, your products are second to none. Thank you so much for your commitment and dedication to skin products. What is one or two of your own products that you would consider that you can't live without? Well said, sir.
Good question.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as far as products I sell, definitely the hydration potion, and as far as things I currently sell, well, my bath soap. That's like where my core principle is, like where everything started, I guess. So, that definitely bath soap. But as far as things I don't currently sell, then the clay bar.
Yeah, there's been multiple requests. People, those are sold. They're not even out yet.
Yeah.
So
I know.
There you go.
DJ, he's got two-parter here. Zingari the Explorer was his first artisan soap that he ever got, and still one of his favorites. Please tell us more about the brush cleaner, if you guys don't know.
Yeah.
The best brush cleaner on the market.
I think John can probably tell you about the brush cleaner the best.
Yes, or, take it away,
I
sir.
think I'll
Sloppy
tell you.
Maze.
Sloppy Maze. The first thing is that please, for Heather's sanity, do not use it as a soap for your face.
Oh my God, please don't use it to shave with. Please don't use it. God.
It's fantastic. You get a bunch of buildup on it, and you just get it in there and clean it off, and it's perfect for the initial badger funk or boar, and I guess horse. I don't have a horse brush, so
yeah. It really is good about getting the factory dirt out.
Yeah.
Of it. It's really good with that. And also, please don't use your hand. I know people do. Please don't use your hand. It's really cleansing, so it's really going to be drying on your skin. So if you load it up and then scrub it on your hand is going to be dry. It's just how it is. So don't message me complaining that it dried your skin out.
My video, it shows you how to do it.
Oh my
That's
God.
right. That's right. The best. One of the best infomercials on there. It airs every night at 3:45 a.m. No, but one for a twofer there, because like in the instructions, it does say that when you do lather it, you build the lather on your brush and then transfer it and you lather it on your bowl. So you're not only cleaning the brush, you're also cleaning the bowl.
There you go.
That's true.
So,
that's true. Yeah.
There you go.
It is good about getting because most artisan, especially artisan products, most of us have a super fat in our soap. It's kind of one of the things that helps give you a good poche feel. And so those extra oils can kind of build up on your brush. So doing that, also you'll notice if you clean it occasionally, you may not even think they're that dirty, but if you've never cleaned it other than when you first got it, you're going to notice the bloom is bigger on it. It'll be softer, things like that. that. So it's not just for like new brushes. It does actually make a difference in the actual brushes.
Yeah, it's a great tip for people. Yeah, when your shaving brush just stops performing, or it's like, man, I don't get it. This badger brush used to be perfect. Now it just eats everything I lather with it. You need to clean your brush.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Definitely. Keep them clean, folks. Jason NYC, what is the influence of your scientific background and travels that inspire your creativity? Ooh.
Oh man, a lot. The science background, definitely, like I said, that's really like formulating really like just feels that for me. Formulating products really is a lot like cooking, but you have to be a bit more precise, especially for things like lotions and some of the skincare versus soap. You have to be a lot more precise. You have to have good documentation for consistency and to make sure the product is the same every batch, and like you're not having all these variations and stuff. So the lab definitely has given me a good feel for like SOPs and documentation, and you know, if you didn't write it, you didn't do it. So I'm probably a bit anal on those kind of things compared to other people, just because that's like, it's been ingrained in me for the last 20 years. Yeah. So that definitely has had a big impact on me, but it's also given me a really good like foundation to start with. Whenever I started learning and stuff, it really gave me a good understanding of like, you know, just sanitizing and keeping like sterile filled. And even though it's not, we can't do anything that's actually sterile. I don't care what people say. It's like, it's sanitized, but it's never going to be sterile. So like, but still trying to keep things from like retouching surfaces, and, you know, all the microbiology work I've done and stuff like that has really contributed to probably some of the thoroughness that I have, like when I'm working.
Yeah.
And
thank you for that, because yeah.
In the consistency, yeah.
Yeah, and QC also, quality control.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Let me see here. DJ, okay. Now, what is the favorite scent that you created? And also, what's your favorite collab scent?
It wasn't really a collab, but I had contracted Sean Meyer with Mayor Olfactive to do some of the fragrances. So my favorite fragrance still to this date is the Watchman. The Royal is a great one. It's the only leather that I have, so the Royal is really nice because it is different. But the Watchman was my first obsession with any of my scents, and it still is. I also, as far as actual collab though, like Number One and Coconut Nanas are probably my two favorite collabs. As far as scents go, I mean, I love like Mousse Illumini, but they are a little bit more masculine. I still use them, I still wear them, but they are a little bit more masculine for me. So I feel like Number One and Coconut Nanas is a little bit more unisex. Yeah. Coconut Nanas is just a nice, fun scent. But as far as ones I've made, I don't know, maybe Navigator? Probably Navigator, maybe, out of the ones I've made. I have two that I've worked on that are really done, and I just haven't done anything with them yet. And I will say I have a lemon one that I've been working on, and that one I really like too. That one's really nice. Yeah.
Nice.
I know. I take forever to get anything done. I've been done with those for last month, but
let me see here.
You weren't taking like 3-week vacations every 5 minutes. True. We could have these products.
It was a work vacation. Mike said
Sure.
Mike's been getting street cred with a new dad joke he's had since we came back, when people are like, "Oh, how was that?" And he's like, "Have you ever spent 3 weeks with your wife?"
Yes.
So
Let me
yeah.
see here. Art shaves. Do you think that we can get
I
Durango
knew it.
Oh
around
my
Christmas
God,
Oh, I
time?
knew it.
Had to ask it.
The Durango.
Oh, Art. He's been trying to get the Durango for like 2 years now.
Trevor asked, when do we get a brush cleaner scented soap?
I almost brought some to the meet. If I would have had like one more day, I would have had some to the meet. More of a joke than anything, but yeah, maybe I can get some of those done.
Nice.
I have some generic labels I could probably do it on. The thing is, though, guys, I think you're going to be disappointed because I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure the amount of orange oil I use in that is not skin safe. So I can make it, but I don't know if it'll be as strong. So we'll have to see. I'll have to do a test run on it.
Just clean your brushes more. Enjoy the scent there.
Yeah.
Well, it's always that too. Yeah.
I mean, it's literally just orange. It's just orange oil. That's it. There's nothing else in that.
Okay, sorry about that. Oh my gosh, the app just freaked out. Okay, Phil, Bricktown. Hi to Heather. One of the good ones from the Discord here. You see Zingari coming out with any new types of products? So that kind of plays into our question. Well done, Phil. He watches the shows. Do you have anything new coming out that you can share with us?
I do. So the clay bar. The clay bar will be coming out really soon. I also have decided to go ahead and release my hair conditioner. I actually did a final batch on it recently to check a few things. Yeah, so I only have used my hair conditioner for years because I don't shampoo my hair. I know you guys are going to be like, what? But I have curly hair. It's dry. I don't shampoo it. If I shampoo it, my curls are like, so the conditioner will be great for beards or dry or curly hair. I also have a detangler that I will be releasing along with it. Same thing. It'll probably be better for thicker or drier hair versus someone who has like really fine or light hair. So those will be coming out. The clay bar will be coming out, and I have 2 new scents coming out.
Nice. Very busy.
And they're not
Yes.
the 2 that I've worked on. They're 2 totally separate ones.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I have, it's called, and this one, it was already in the works. Well, it was actually already finished before I went on my trip, but the the branding for it was actually really heavily inspired by our trip, or our trip influenced it. So one is going to be an oud. It is like a Middle East inspired kind of like scent anyway. So it's going to be the Emir, which is like the prince. It is amazing. Like from the first time I smelled it, I was obsessed. Like, I mean, well, these guys could tell you, like, for like 3 weeks after I smelled it the first time, I was like, oh my God, this is like the best thing ever. Well, initially it was rose and oud. We've backed the rose down. It's kind of in the same wheelhouse as number one, but it's not powdery, where number one has like a bit of a powdery note to it. And it's not near as rose forward. It's much more like oud, and it's a little bit not heavier, but maybe darker than
Darker and sexier.
it is.
There you go.
Such a sexy scent.
It
It is such a sexy scent. It's amazing.
Nice.
And it's definitely,
Down.
if you don't, like, if you think number one has too much rose in it for you, or you're worried about the rose, this is definitely not as I mean, it's there, but it's not up in your face like number one is. It's really good. It's really good. That one will probably be Black Friday, and then I'm hoping for the end of the month for a 5-year that we will be releasing the Highlander, which is a fougere. Yes, I know I have both of these kind of scents already, but they're not my scents. So these will be my scents. They won't be collaborations. They will be be lower price point, more in with like my normal soaps. And they'll be ones that I'll be able to carry all the time because of that. So that'll be the difference of bringing those two types of scents in house. So the Highlander is really awesome. It's like a Scottish inspired, a Scotland, the Highlands. It's like literally inspired by Scotland. So it's a fougere. It's got a little bit of ambergris. It's got some heather. It's got lavender. It's not lavender forward like Bon Cher, but it's got lavender. It's got some ivy, moss, things like that in it. So those are
it's good. So it's rich. It's not heavily floral, but it's definitely a very green fougere, and it really is nice.
Ooh, that's gonna be my jam. I mean, I'll get them all, but still.
I do stuff for the company, Heather. I do stuff for the company.
Yeah, he's also an awful tester though. I'll send like a bunch of stuff and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, you wanted me to try that?"
I did good last time. You messed it up last time.
Angela, you have samples of these coming in that box. So
yes, yeah, I cannot wait. We have number 1 coming, and we are the whole household is very excited. But my oldest, she has the same type of hair as you. Yep. She is very excited for this for that.
Some conditioner and detangler coming on as well.
Oh my gosh, yes, this poor child. She gets it from my side of the family, and you couldn't tell because of my hair, but believe me.
Well.
So Kim Gray, Heather, thank you so much for the generous and thoughtful gift package. It was absolutely amazing. Well done, sister. When are we getting a honeysuckle scent?
Oh, you know what? Maybe in the spring. That would be a great spring scent. I sent Kim one of the orange blossom and honeysuckle jellies that I made. And I was telling her, I was like, it smells so amazing. Like, I really would love to do this in a soap. So, actually, that may be like a good one for spring or maybe Mother's Day or something. I keep saying one of these years I'm going to do something for Mother's Day. And I never do because I always don't plan ahead enough. So maybe I'll try that. But yeah, the honeysuckle and orange blossom is a fabulous combination.
Ooh. Yes, that'll be amazing for that time of year. I mean, I'm ready to buy it now, but that's just me. Let me see here. Okay. Bilu, are there any Zingari products that you would recommend for emotional damage?
Emotional damage?
Damage.
What?
Bilu.
Is this an inside joke for something?
No, yeah, I think so.
It's a very public meme.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. Bilu. Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
So it's kind of play. If you guys are not in the Discord, Canadian Mafia Discord, you get all of this stuff. So just so you know.
That's right.
I guess maybe for emotional damage, maybe like the Watchman or Navigator, just so it can match this salty sad tears. How's that?
No,
something uplifting.
Happy scent. Happy
scent. Yes, there you go.
There you go.
Love it. And I will say, in your honor, Sloppy, that my youngest, we have a sample of the Royal, and she puffs that sometimes for emotional support. Emotional support.
So good. It's my favorite.
I had that sample for probably a good of 6 minutes, and then it was gone. So she took it, and now she has it in her room. I don't know where it's at now.
I'll have to send her one of the air fresheners. Remind me next time, and I'll send you one.
Loves that scent, and she's 12, and she absolutely adores the Royal. She, for everything that it is, she loves it. It's so awesome. So,
nice.
Yes, she
That's
appreciates
a pretty
it.
stout scent for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, she's hip, man. All right. So, as far as customers and folks and watchers and everything that are out there, thank you for your questions. So for another round from the panel, J Mac, do you have anything, my friend?
Yeah, what do you like to do outside of your business for fun?
Well, a couple of things. So I love to cook. Almost anybody who follows my page at some point learns this. Like I love to
Yep.
cook. And the past year I've been making jellies, so that's been like a little bit of a new dive.
So I've heard. So I've heard in the Discord. I've heard that a lot, actually. I've heard this.
Yeah, so I love to cook. Anything to do with cooking, honestly, I love. Travel is another big thing for us. Right now, like I'm at deer camp with my husband. We do like to this isn't really camping. This is kind of cheap camping because we're in a camper, but like we've always enjoyed like camping and doing things kind of outdoors, shooting or maybe a little bit of hiking or whatever. I was actually, some of you may not know this, I was a Boy Scout mom for 12 years. Our oldest is an Eagle Scout, and so I've done lots of camping in every sort of weather that you can imagine, including, like hurricane, like storm blowovers and snow and sleet and crazy rain and everything else. So we've done a lot of camping. So those are probably like my biggest things.
Nice.
Love
Nice.
it. Yeah, Sloppy.
One, I'll just say that your jellies are fantastic. They are amazing. And Mike is a wonderful, wonderful guy. So I feel that you are very lucky to have him.
Oh, look at you sucking up and he can't even hear you because I got my earbuds in.
I don't know if it was worth it if you got the earbuds in.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about these jellies, as I already previously mentioned. I bet you that was a pineapple habanero.
Pineapple habanero, best jelly ever. Best jelly ever.
Habanero
very good.
So
I took a large stock of my jellies to the meet into TRC, so I have to do some restocking.
So you had you talked about some of the products that are about to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in the far future that you're looking at?
Mm-hmm.
That you're willing to talk about?
And she's like,
Oh, good answer, Heather. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I have worked on 2 cents myself. I don't know why I haven't released them, honestly. They're done. I don't know. I get to this point and I'm like, they could be better. Maybe I need to keep working on them. Like I have this, it's almost like release anxiety, especially when it's things I've done. Like if it's like a scent someone else has made and I'm like, oh no, it's amazing, it's great. And I'm like, I don't get that like panic or anxiety about it. But especially when it comes to like perfumery, I feel like it's not my strong suit. So when I've worked on things for a long time, I'm always like still like questioning myself on them. So I really struggle with
Have they been tested?
The anxiety part of it.
Have they been tested?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
By your testers?
Oh yeah.
So,
they've been tested by a bunch of people.
So as a musician, my advice to you would be if your testers are giving you feedback that they're good to go, they're good to go. Because like for me, like from a musical standpoint, if I'm writing and recording music, I could record a song 300 times and it's never going to be good enough. Never, ever going to be good enough until you let somebody else listen to it. And then, what do you think of this? I think, for me, I think it sounds like crap. And they're like, the heck is wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So if you're getting feedback that they're good to go, then I would trust that.
Yeah.
Full send. Yeah. Let's go.
It's definitely an issue for me. It's been something I've worked on. I've had to work on a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I don't think they're good. It's just I always think, it could be better. Like I am really a perfectionist, guys, when it comes to a lot of things. When I say I'm picky, like I'm not kidding. And I'm picky, but I shut up, John. I include those same things to myself. I'm not just picky with something I'm buying or trying. Like it's like I have such high expectations of myself. I put those on everybody else as well, but they are literally on me too. So It's not a one-way street here. So I do have 2 scents. One of them, actually, it's going to be El Signor. It's like an Italian, like it's like a Sicilian coastline inspired scent. It's like Sicilian lemon. It's great. It really is great. Like, I know it's great, but so that one will be coming out maybe in the spring. I'm also, for those of you who have maybe followed me for a while, I had a scent called The Magician. That was before I started doing all custom scents, and it was when I was kind of blending, but I was blending things, but I wasn't really like making it from like the base up. Well, one of the components in it was discontinued, and I didn't know until I literally went to order it, and I couldn't order it. So I had to discontinue the scent like abruptly. I'm actually kind of trying to bring that back. It's not going to be, it's not going to be necessarily the same or like a replica of it, mostly because I don't have any of it to even send to try to get replicated. But it's an orange blossom oak moss. It was a really nice scent. It was definitely different than anything I carry right now. So I'm trying to actually I do have that one being like worked on now. I'm hoping for the spring that'll be out. I have one, for those of you who have also followed me for a while, another one that has been on my list has been the Blacksmith. That one was what was it? It was Bulgari Man in Black, I think, is what it was, a dupe. I think it was Bulgari Man in Black. It was a great scent, but I don't feel like it came through the soap super well. So I actually have been working on one that it was called the Blacksmith. It was a Reddit like exclusive. And so I've been trying to work on something that is like an inspired by. So it's not a dupe. I'm not trying to recreate the exact scent. What I'm trying to do is something that has the same base notes, the same like main notes that will come through the soap product itself better. And so for my testers listening, the MIB, that's the other one that I've worked on for a while now. So that one maybe will be like later in the winter. That might be a good like January scent or something. It is a darker scent. It's not heavy, but it is a darker scent. I'm reworking my bombs. I know I'm gonna get a lot of love or hate for this either way. I've been wanting to rework my aftershave bombs for a long time, and every time I talk about it, ask what people would like to get changed, everybody's like, nothing, don't ever change anything about your bombs, they're perfect. But they're not. Like, there's things I want to change about them, like the glide, like there's things I want to change. They could be so much better.
Like
so
this
I'm
one here, the black one, this one.
Sago.
Yes.
That's going to be the one I get the pushback on. That is my best-selling bomb, period.
Yeah.
Literally, period.
Yeah, definitely is probably one of the best, far as from what I've been told, one of the best sellers here. So
nice.
Yeah.
I have that sample of this one here from the meat in that little goodie bag. Thank you, by the way.
Oh, yep.
Yes, I absolutely love this, and I use this as just by itself as well, just as a moisturizer too.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
even a little bit underneath the eyes too, because so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Proper.
Now, Angelo, you have samples of some of the bombs I just did, so compare them to that one whenever you're checking them out. That's what I want feedback on. But yeah, no, there's things I would like to change. I would like to change the glide, the sensory. I would like to reduce the soaping effect. It's mostly like sensorial type things. I do like the way it absorbs, but it needs a little bit more playtime without still feeling heavy on the face. So I got things I want to change on it, but so again, like my focus is never like natural and things like that. But since I've done the bombs, there are a lot more like high quality, like all natural or EcoCert naturally derived products that just really have better performance than what they had like 3, 4, 5 years ago. And so I am kind of keeping the natural aspect in mind whenever I'm reworking things. And so the balm that I'm testing right now will be like unscented. It'll be like 98 or 99% natural or natural derived.
Nice.
I love it.
So
Love it.
yeah.
Cannot wait.
Oh, and the next two, the two new releases that'll be coming out, the Highlander and the Amir. Both of those have fragrances in them that are 100% clean. So they don't have any nitro musk, no phthalates. There's like a whole list of things that they don't contain. They're not 100% natural, but they are raw materials that have also, they're either naturally derived, or have very low environmental impact on them. So it also looks at the environmental impact of some of the raw materials.
Excellent.
Save the earth. Heck yes.
Might as well if we can, you know, like, I mean, there's things that we can do better, so might as well.
Right. Like traditional wet shaving people.
Exactly.
So I got one final question. And of course, it's not going to be easy, but then again, it can be easy. Is there a certain, I don't know if we asked this already, certain philosophy or ethos
We have.
that you go by? I think, did we ask that already?
We did, yeah.
We did. Okay.
Yep.
I think I
did.
zoned out because I was like thinking about it. I'm like, I know we asked that already.
Yep.
So the other one that we always like to ask is, if you had to start over again, what would you have changed?
Oh, a lot. I would have definitely sat down and taken my time and worked like on a real business plan. I would have planned out my branding better. There's a lot of things like I don't want to say little things because really those aren't little things. Those are really like very base foundational things for a business. But when I started Smitten, like I was like a hobby business more than anything. Like I enjoyed it. I loved it. I was selling stuff to kind of help pay for supplies. I wasn't really trying to make money off of it. And that's really not the right approach when you start a business, regardless if it's for a hobby or not. And there's several reasons for that. One of those is that's, even if you're not trying to make money off of it or make income off of it, and you're just happy to be having like your supplies paid for or a little extra money off of that, what it does is it turns around and it really does impact the businesses that are trying to be like real businesses, right? So if you have somebody, I don't know, I think when I first started, of course this was in 2014, but when I first started, I think my soap bars were like $4 or $5 a piece, maybe something like that. And bath soap is very time consuming to make. Like there's a lot of labor involved in it. Even now I make batches of like 150 bars at a time, and it's really not easy. And so you're kind of, I don't want to say undercutting other businesses, but it really does kind of hurt, because then people can come back and say, oh, well, she can sell them for $4, $5. Why can't you, you know, whenever you're trying to like make a living off of it. So I would have taken things like that a little bit more into consideration. I would have definitely taken a little bit more time to do my due diligence on the business side of it. Not as far as like, I was always covered as far as like insurance and stuff, but just trying to like do it right the first time instead of having to do it over later, you know, kind of thing. The business plan of it, thinking through your branding. Those are really important aspects of starting a business. So I wish I would have taken some of those a little bit more serious.
Good answer.
Well, the work you did paid off, sister, because it is an amazing brand, an amazing product.
Thank you.
And,
you know, employees.
Yes, and tremendous remote employees that you have.
Remote employees I have are just so great. I mean, Gabby is amazing. She goes to school at IU. She works from there. She's awesome.
other words, John, you're fired.
I'm going to be up on that employee of the month wall one day. One day.
John had one job and he hasn't done it yet.
Well, that's what I was talking about, zoning out, because I was watching Sloppy for over a second.
Can't pay no
That's why I
attention
was
to that
concentrating on him,
guy.
and I forgot what we were doing for a second. Thanks a lot. So I missed that answer to that question because I was watching him. Just pulls you in like a tractor beam.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me double check real quick. Any questions that I may have missed? People are now requesting jellies and the clay bar in droves.
There you go.
So new business venture there.
Yeah,
for
I
the
have
jellies.
no desire to make a jelly business, just so you know. And so look, I actually brought this like not thinking about it, but so this is like what I say whenever I say like think through your brain. And this was actually my second logo I had for Smitten, but that was my
Nice.
my LLC is still under Smitten, but yeah, that was my. I keep thinking about releasing the skincare under Smitten, like bringing Smitten back, but I got a love for her, but I haven't yet.
Love it. That's cool that you do have that though, because that just kind of reminds you where it started, where you came from, progress.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And if you guys are getting close to doing any giveaways or anything, I would like to do a $50 gift card for Zingari. And then I also have a merch packet that I would like to give away. So it'll be a shirt, a hat. Maybe I'll throw in a clay bar.
Nice.
And then some samples for the upcoming products. So we'll do 2 of those. I'll say US, or if they want to pay like some of the shipping, we could do international. But the gift card would be for anybody, but give away the merch pack. We'll do US, or like we can help like offset the shipping.
Nice. Well, let's do that right now then. We have
Do it up.
40 people watching. So let me see here. I'll have for the gift card, your amazing remote employee, pick the number, and then Heather, I'll have you do the swag bag. So go ahead, Sloppy.
14.
Time to punch in, bud.
14.
There you go.
I love it.
Knew it.
I love it. Stand by, folks.
V-Rex jelly staple. Okay, if the merch winner and the gift card winner wants a jelly, I'll send a jelly too.
Nice.
So the gift card is going to be going to Spot Shaves. Peter.
Congrats, Peter.
Congratulations. Spot Shaves. Peter, he is in Canada. So
are you on fire?
Right. Oh, you guys can hear that, of course? Yeah. It's nothing that I did. Don't worry about it. Get them, boys. Yeah, fire's going by.
Detroit sounds in the background.
Yeah, no, there's no gunfire yet. It's still early. Okay, so for the swag bag, go ahead, Heather. We have 1 to 43. Pick a number.
Let's do 22.
Okay.
Sorry, Angela.
No, you're all right. Hey, it's part of the job. Okay.
He's doing it, not J Max, so there's not that many complaints.
Yeah.
While I'm doing
too
that,
far away from him for him to do it.
I know, it's just because my arm's got to reach. So while I'm doing that, one question as well. I don't know if we asked it, but I would have to say, what is one thing that you would tell a new wet shaver?
If they're just starting and know nothing.
Yep, fresh off the, yep.
And they know nothing. It's probably not really one thing, but my main things I usually tell them is let your hair grow out for a few days and do hair mapping. I know that sounds super basic as hell, but seriously, for people who've never done it or known, like, I mean, sometimes people just don't think about it, especially like down through here, right? Like your hair can like swirl or whatever. And if you're having a lot of issues, sometimes it's just a matter of like paying attention to how your hair is growing. So, I usually recommend that. And then I usually recommend starting with a really mild razor. So that they can get comfortable just holding the razor and that's not a disposable, because I feel like sometimes people get really intimidated by it, thinking it's going to cut them more and things like that. So, you know, a really mild razor like the Ellsworth or the Christopher Bradley, or even like the McCurr, like 23 or 38, like those are really mild razors. You almost like can't cut yourself with some of them. And then just, you know, buy a Zingari soap.
I love it.
Those really are my recommendations, though, usually. And then, you know, it kind of goes from there depending on like their issues that they're currently having and stuff. So
I love it. It's Kristen 89.
Congrats, Kristen.
Congrats, Kristen. You get
Kristen's not far from me. She's only like an hour and a half. No, yeah, they're like an hour and a half from me.
Oh wow. Totally not rigged. Totally not rigged.
Yeah.
That was number 22.
Highland Soaps, hi.
Oh yeah, hey, we got restock of them happened here last
love Chris and Mary.
Yeah.
Great people.
They are great
they
people.
That's right. So I think so. Everybody, you got people. Peter, reach out to Heather as well as Kristen for your prizes.
Yes.
Heck yeah, I love it. Absolutely. All right, we're all caught up. Okay, folks.
My favorite curly hair. Yeah. It's been in a hairnet all day, so it's not super curly right now.
Oh, I
yeah.
have a horrible time getting mine done. Horrible time.
Oh my god!
This has been amazing. I've been looking forward to this the entire week. This has just been an amazing time. Thank you so much, Heather, as well as beautiful co-hosts and your remote employee Sloppy, as well as J-Mac.
And thank you to the audience for watching the spotlight. And remember, you can catch these on the Razor Company YouTube channel. So hit that subscribe button, and you won't miss a single spotlight. You can catch the replay if you had to duck and dodge and weave and dive and dodge, and you can go back and watch it over there.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Thanks for asking, guys. It was really fun. It's always, of course, nice talking to you, Angelo and J Mac, and it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely about it. And so by all means, everybody's homework tonight. If you haven't gotten any, there is stuff here available. Plus, you can also find it at Zingari Man at her website as well. But we do appreciate everybody, and so we look forward to seeing everybody next week for another Artisan Spotlight. So thank you guys, and you guys have a good night, and I'll be seeing you soon. So,
bye.
See you later.
Have a good night, guys.
Don't let your love down.
I will.
Love you, Mike.